Springs are the unsung hero of the garage door, but also the biggest risk if ignored. Maintenance will keep you and your family safe. Welcome to the Garage Authority podcast, powered by A1. I'm your host, Jonathan Phillips, and returning, the magical, the mystical, the Matt Fink. How's it going?
Great.
Sorry.
Your intros are amazing. Can I live here?
Yes.
It makes me feel so good.
Well, last time I got emotional and I didn't want to cry on camera twice. I didn't want to cry on camera twice. I feel like crying some days. I'm going to be very honest. You've been very understanding with my work schedule and my lack of sleep now that I have a new baby boy at home.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I love him so much. We actually just found a new sleep schedule, so that's why I feel like I'm revived.
Rejuvenated.
Do you want to hear how crazy this schedule is? It's the only thing that works. It's the only thing that works. So he's getting to the point to where we've had to try a couple different formulas and stuff, and some days he tolerates this. The one thing we found consistent that's really weird is he actually likes his formula when we have to do formula. He likes it chilled.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, if you give it to him warm or hot, he'll puke immediately. Took him to the doctor's. Doctor said it's perfectly fine. And this happens with some babies. So we went to, because I'm like, I've never heard of this. There's obviously
he's an
something.
alien.
Yeah. And so we finally figured that out. Finally, he's big enough to where he can be in a carrier. So here I am letting the dogs out and watering rose bushes in the morning. But the schedule is I'll get home around 4 or 5 p.m. I try and cook dinner, or my wife does, and I take over. And then she's having to go to bed at like 6 p.m. at night. And then I'll take care of him, get him pretty calmed down and ready for a big sleep around 9 or 10, and then he'll sleep till about 1 in the morning. But then she's from 6 to 1 in the morning. She wakes up. I fell asleep at 10, so then I wake up at 4, so I have about 5 or 6 hours of sleep. And then as soon as I wake up, I take him for a couple hours while I'm getting ready in the morning so she can take another nap. And then that's how we figured out to get enough sleep for this.
That's amazing.
It is a very dynamic process.
Fatherhood, everybody. Doesn't it sound great?
Matt has 12 kids.
I do not.
Matt has so many kids, and he's always smiling the entire time, and I don't know how you do it because the one's kicking my butt.
Well, they're sleeping through the night now, thankfully.
Yeah, but there was a point in time where you felt
The worst.
the
Just the worst.
Well, that's good to see someone that's on the other side, and I know there's light at the end of this tunnel.
There is.
But we're not here to focus on babies. We're here to focus on garage doors.
Yes, we are.
Yes. So getting into it, the number one repairs, because I'm getting sad. I'm getting sad seeing clients have to go through just the worst luck and having to do way more than they ever had to. Mm-hmm. Because they didn't want to be a little bit proactive with their garage door. So in your opinion, what is the number one repair that you see that could have been prevented in garage doors?
Yeah, and I think you just kind of nailed it. The first thing to me is having everyone understand that there are things you can do that will save you money and time and convenience in the long run.
Yes.
Like, this is possible. Like, just know that.
This
right?
is not fantasy.
Yeah, this is not a fantasy. It's not just I'm up to the whims of the door, and when it breaks, it breaks. Like, no. There are things you can do to make your lives better when it comes to your garage door. And other things, too, I'm sure. But we're garage door experts. Preventative maintenance. So I think there's a few things, right? We go outside into your garage, look at your door, look at the back of your door. Do you have metal struts on your panels?
Going all the way across?
Going all the way across. Why would I want that? It provides extra strength, extra stability, and will avoid cracking, bending, bowing in the future. We offer something called a structural integrity package. We strut up every door. We bolster up your springs.
Tank it up.
We tank it up so that this door will last for the long haul. Now, if you're someone who is like, I'm leaving this house in 2 years, this is not for you.
Yeah.
Right? But this is your forever home. You like your door. You like the way it looks. Tank it up so that it lasts long term, especially if you have a door that's not insulated.
Yeah.
So those thinner steel doors, if you go up and kind of knock on it and it rattles around, like, that's no insulation. And those are very thin. Those will bend and crack over time. And just with usage, that doesn't even take like you hitting it. That just is what happens with those doors. So definitely get struts on your sections for sure, because it will avoid that.
My favorite part is whenever they don't put struts on the door, and you go to those doors that just wait over time from it being open, and every one that goes to the panel is just like gadoosh, 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 and then they're just like, yeah, just need some lube on it, and I'm like, that's how we feel.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna fix
Just
this.
a tune-up.
Yeah, it's just almost bouncing out of the track over our heads. No big deal. No big deal.
I remember going to some clients' houses, and I mean, you don't know. Why would you know?
Right.
And they're like, yeah, I don't know, it's making a weird noise, and they're hitting the door or hitting the button. It's going up and down, up and down, up and down. I'm seeing this thing. I'm like, this thing is going to collapse any second. Please stop hitting the button. Please stop hitting the button. Please stop hitting the button. Oh man, it's funny. So yeah, struts will avoid that for sure. I think just annual maintenance is really, I mean, that goes without saying, I'm sure, but have someone come out, lubricate, tighten down all the hinges.
Smile of your home, dentist appointment, dude.
Exactly. You got to go in for your checkup, right?
It's very funny for me to talk about.
Make sure those teeth are nice, those chompers are nice and shiny. But a professional, he's going to weigh your door. He's going to make sure it's balanced. He's going to lubricate everything. He's going to make sure that it keeps going. And that type of maintenance is what is going to keep that system rolling for the long haul without you having to do costly repairs in the future.
Whenever we talk about maintenance, even if we put it as broad spectrum as that, I do get a lot of questions about okay, what's a little bit of lube going to do? Or what's a spring going to do? I get that. It's whenever these components fail and people you hear a loud bang at night, if you hear it at all, if it happens while you're at home. You don't expect it, and then whenever you don't have that strut on it and that spring broke or that cable came off, and you got a motor that's been running for 20 years, so you're just like, it's a tank. It's going to go forever, but it doesn't have any safety features to slow down or stop when something's wrong. And you can look up videos online right now where that motor just goes, and because there's no spring to help it, it just rips that door in half, scrapes it over the top of your car.
Yep.
It looks like a junkyard post-apocalyptic craziness, and that was your one way to get to work today.
Yep.
Please, the preventative maintenance is what stops that
100%.
from happening.
And that's not a rarity.
No.
We see that every single day. So a lot of people might think, I've never had an issue with my garage door. That's great. I'm very happy.
Yeah.
But this happens all the time.
And I would say with how much we go out, and we have 400 or 500 technicians across the nation right now, I would say we see it hundreds of times a month.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, I know it may not seem like a big deal because, before I worked in garage doors, I didn't even know they broke. But you definitely don't want to be one of those few hundred that we see.
Yep.
Now, which small noises or signs do homeowners kind of overlook, in your opinion? Because I know you've gone to calls and, hey, did anything lead up to this? And well, this sound happened. And you're like,
yep,
you should have called then.
Yeah.
So what are those?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest and scariest that comes to mind, you already alluded to this, but is that loud bang. So if you hear something that sounds like a gunshot just went off in your garage, that means your spring broke, more than likely. Hopefully it's not a gun going off. Hopefully it is just your spring. But it sounds like your spring is broken, and if you continue to use that door, either your motor will get destroyed or your motor will destroy your door, like you alluded to already. So don't overlook that. If you hear any noise like that, do not hit your button. Don't touch the garage door. Just call someone to come out and look at it, because you can cause a lot more damage that way. But there are other, I would say, less loud and scary noises that people should be really aware of. And, now doing this for a living, when my neighbors open their doors, I'm like, I need to get over there and I need to help them out because this is not good. You can hear it from 5 houses down. It's funny. But if there's a loud shearing or squealing noise.
Yeah, that metal on metal.
Metal on metal. Yep. So it could be a variety of things. Could be the tracks just aren't quite aligned. It could be that your rollers are not rolling anymore, the little wheels in your tracks, right? And now those are just kind of scraping, almost like a nail on chalkboard kind of thing. That can cause major, major mechanical issues to your system. If your door is starting to get just louder in general, it's shaking more, it's rattling more, the motor sounds like it's working harder, whirring louder or just like,
Right.
it just doesn't sound like it did before. If there's a change
At all.
you
use it every day. Any change.
Yep, there should be some yellow or red flags in your mind. You should have someone come out and take a look.
Absolutely. Now, how often, let's say I don't hear any noises whatsoever, everything seems perfectly copacetic to me. The sun's out, it's 85 degrees. My football team, the Chiefs, definitely lost against the Bills, but we're going to pretend like they won.
Birds are chirping.
And then I just decide in my mind, it's been a while since I've had the garage door serviced. How often should I do that?
I think most people would say garage door serviced. Like, you should do that.
Yes, you should.
And I didn't know that either until I got into the industry. But yes, you absolutely should do maintenance and service on your system. Depending on the system that you have, depending on how often you use it, every 6 to 12 months is a good rule of thumb.
6 to 12 months, 100%. And can lubrication or balance checks really make the difference?
No, I'm just kidding. Yes, of course they can, without a doubt. We talked about kind of that metal on metal shearing. Like, look, this is a mechanical part. Would you run your car without oil in your engine?
Absolutely.
That's what we're talking about.
I
now,
did
right?
it once
And
when
how
I was 16, and that was bad. Sorry, Grandma. Sorry about the Camry. I didn't know.
That Camry is now in a junkyard.
Yes, it is.
In Missouri somewhere.
In Missouri somewhere.
But yes, absolutely makes a difference. It is a lot of metal on metal. It's a lot of rolling parts, a lot of metal that's bending between hinges, between springs, cables, drums, the whole 9 yards. There's a million parts on there that is metal on metal friction. You need proper lubrication for the system to run properly. Like a car without oil, it will cause significant problems for you and for your system. And then balance checks as well. If you wait too long and your springs are worn out and potentially break, again, to your point, it can cause even more damage than if you just would have gotten them replaced earlier. So if a spring breaks, again, you try to open your door, you're going to get stiles that ripped out, sections that rip in half, motors that are toast. But if, hey, the springs are starting to wear out, doors just getting a little bit heavier, let's get these things replaced, all those other parts are going to be perfectly fine.
Right. Now, I want to play a game.
Okay.
A new section of the podcast. And I'm just kidding. We'll probably never do this again. Okay. We're going to play Would You Rather.
It's my favorite game.
Would you rather pay $100 in maintenance or $1,000 in repair? I know, it's a very hard question.
Give me a minute. Hang on. I got to think. One more
time.
sip of coffee.
Can we get the phone in case he needs to call in a friend? No pressure.
$100 on maintenance.
$100 on maintenance.
Because I have 5 kids and I need money. So,
right.
Yeah, I want to save as much as possible.
So maybe we should just do $100 in maintenance once a year instead of just, we'll get it next year, this or that. And then, bam.
Yep.
New door, thousands of dollars because it's on the floor.
You know what's weird too is for all the service jobs that we run and all the clients we serve, every single person says the same thing. I totally expected my door to break and I've got tons of extra money laying around. This timing was perfect. That's never once happened in the history of the garage door industry. So, yes.
No, it's
you can avoid that.
It's always at the worst time.
Yes, just do some maintenance.
And if, just in case, because I like to give power to the homeowner.
The people.
Yep. Right? We're all about the people. Any simple homeowner checks that you would recommend monthly?
Yeah, that's a really, really good question. As a homeowner myself, I think it's great, and I think we should empower people to do what they can around their home, but in a safe way, right? Don't overestimate your abilities, especially with something as dangerous as a garage door, but there are some simple things. If you want to check the balance of your door and you feel confident in that, really simple, just make sure you shut the door first.
Yes.
You can pull down the emergency release cord. Usually it's like a red piece of yarn or string that's hanging from your opener. Pull that, and then you can freely lift the door with your hands.
Right.
And if you try to lift that door and it feels heavy, then your springs are wearing out. If you do that and the door starts to kind of shoot up a little bit, whoa, that's even worse in some ways, where those are not the right springs, they're overwound, your door is too hot, as we call it.
Can I do a public service announcement?
Please do.
On this right now?
Absolutely.
And I'm speaking to homeowners, and this might give me some guff from other garage door people in the industry, but that's okay, because I'm right. You're going to have your springs wear out over time, okay? And then you have these companies that go out there, or DIYers that are like, I can just put more turns on the spring
Yep.
and it's going to fix the problem.
Yep.
Absolutely not.
Please don't do that.
The door was heavy on the ground. Now, there needs to be roughly an approximate amount of turns, right? Almost to the T. Because we don't need it to have so many turns when it's open. So people are like, oh, it's heavy down here. We're going to make it lighter. Well, now that the spring has so many turns on it to where we just reverse the problem to where it has too many turns up top when it's supposed to be relaxed. And now
Yep.
that 20 pounds that we're doing, now we're just doing it the closing motion of it.
Yes.
And if it was fatiguing where it was going to break, you putting more turns on it, it's definitely going to break faster now.
Yep.
So we didn't fix the problem, and we're making sure that it's going to break. Has to stop. Do not adjust old springs. If it's fatiguing, it's just time to call it.
Yeah, and it's just unsafe. I mean, old springs, you continue to wind those things up, they could snap and pop, and cones can have issues. It's a nightmare.
Don't tell me about cones.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've gone over a lot today. We talked about number one, repairs that could have been prevented, struts, maintenance, small noises, whether they're loud like a gunshot or all the way to just metal on metal. You hear it every day. We talked about getting someone, a professional out there. If you use it a lot, it's a big door, 6 to 12 months, lubrication and balance checks, doing proper maintenance. We played Would You Rather.
Yes, we did. That was a fun game.
That was great. The highlight of the entire episode. And then just simple checks that a homeowner can do. Is there anything else that's kind of in this wheelhouse you feel we missed?
I think I'll just bring it back full circle to how I started. And I think a lot of people are just at the whim of the door and the system and just, well, it'll just run until it breaks. And I do think, as a homeowner, please don't fall into that trap. Like, do the maintenance, stay up on top of it, because we do care about you. And we want to make sure that you don't have to pay a lot when you may only have to pay a little. We don't want you to have a broken door when you need to get to work on time or go pick up your kids from school. And most importantly, we don't want you to be in an unsafe situation. As someone with young kids, you obviously have a young child now too. We've heard horror stories, we've seen some terrible things, and these things can be avoided. Just get some maintenance done every 6 to 12 months and make sure you change stuff out before it actually snaps and breaks, and you will avoid all of that headache.
Dude, I think this is my favorite so far. Thank you so much for coming on, dude.
It's an honor.